What is going on, everybody? It's your boy Stas here. Welcome back to another video. Cheers, by the way. I appreciate you all for tuning in as we're about to break down Palantir stock, which, well, is selling off. We're going to go over the charts, cover what I'm looking to do, what's going on with insiders. We got some recent insider sales I want to break down, and we're going to go over some other stocks, maybe the indexes later in the video. So hit the like button, subscribe, join the email stock newsletter, guys. It's free. And if you want to keep up with my portfolio, see what stocks I'm buying, what I'm doing in my real portfolio, that is linked down below on Patreon, and we posted an update earlier today. And with that being said, cheers again. Let's dive into it. So Palantir is down, as is the entire stock market. As I'm making this video, guys, we're down on the S&P about 0.1%. Same with QQQ and the Russell, so it's not like a disastrous red day, but we are down nonetheless, as the Dow's down about 0.5%. And Palantir is down 1.25% after actually hitting almost $190 in the pre-market. You heard that right, $190 freaking dollars, guys. We hit, and then we drastically sold off. Well, not drastically, but we dumped off here from 188.88. Funny enough how that played out. We got down to about 185, saw a rebound to about 187-ish. Then we opened up a little under 187. Then we dumped off. And really, guys, it's been choppy. You know, the stock's been all over the place. It's one of those days. We're up, we're down, we're up, we're down. And now we're kind of just getting dragged down because the overall market's coming down. And guys, we're overbought. Let's keep it real. We're overbought. It's looking for a reason to sell off. And all it takes is a red day for the overall market. Barely a red day at that. And that's going to bring down the stock, which honestly, it needs a pullback. A healthy pullback here, whether it's to 170, 175, bring it on, because that is where the next wave of buying could occur. Keyword is could. Nothing's guaranteed, guys. We don't know. But pretty much, we're seeing a bit of a drawdown after hitting an all-time high at that. Let me add that. Forgot to mention, we hit an all-time high this morning, right? So we're selling off a little bit after hitting all-time highs. Uptrend is still looking phenomenal. Nothing much really here. Not much is going on, right? In fact, on this 5-day, 5-minute, maybe I can see it on the 30-minute chart. We can see we're right by, the 180 SMA here, which has acted as support for a couple weeks, about a week or two, right? We can see this channel is still holding. We're holding the uptrending channel, which looks phenomenal. So I like the way Palantir looks on the charts. Again, we needed this drawdown. Now let's see if we get a rebound here in the low 180s. If that breaks, though, let's say this channel on the 30-minute breaks, we could be slipping more on this 4-hour. You know what I mean? We could be coming down to 170, 175. That's in the cards, but we're not quite yet seeing that confirmed on the charts yet, but I am watching that, especially if the red in the overall stock market persists. I'm going to see if that brings down PLTR a little bit more, especially if the VIX comes up more. I mean, it's already up 5% on the day. It's at 16 points, the VIX. Let's see if that comes up. So that's pretty much it. I mean, the charts aren't too crazy on Palantir right now, and we have gotten some more insider selling. If I pull this up right here, let me zoom in a little bit so you guys can actually see. I mean, you probably can't see now, but it looks like Alexander Moore, director, sold another 2% of their shares. You can't see it here, but about 20,000, I guess exactly 20,000 shares on the dot, at $154.73. When was this? About a week ago? Exactly 6 days ago. He sold 20,000 shares. $3 million move, right? But they still own about 1.3 million shares. So this was probably a part of the trading rule 10b5-1, right? Where insiders, directors, whatever, they can trade, sell, buy, sell on predetermined, on a predetermined schedule, essentially. So I'm assuming that is what that was. Maybe the same thing here for Ryan Taylor, although they sold more, a bigger chunk of the stock. Looks like 2 days after Alexander Moore, Ryan Taylor sold on the 7th of August, sold 30,000 shares at $175 on the dot, so they probably had a limit order or whatever, a predetermined sale price at $175. That was an 8% reduction of their position, or about, let's see, a $5 million, $5.2 million move, guys. 5.25 million, which is insane. And they still own a ton of shares, tens and hundreds of thousands of shares they still own. So this seems like, again, it's just a predetermined sale, nothing crazy. And you can see the other sales here. There were some bigger ones. I mean, this director here, Eric Warshing, back in early July, about a month ago, he unleashed the boat, not in a good way. He sold everything pretty much. Sold about 10,000 shares, 10,200 shares at $131 a share, and that was 81%. He reduced his position by 81%. Think about that, guys. Now he owns, 2,300 shares? Yeah, he pretty much unleashed everything. And, he sold $1.3 million worth. Let me see what else. Any bigger moves here? Eric Warshing, again, back in June, he ended up selling a bunch. You guys can see he sold at $130 a share. He sold 17,000 shares, it looks like here. That was a 58% reduction, about a $2.2 million move there. Sorry about that, guys. $2.2 million move there. We can see what else. What other sales? Anything else? I mean, that's pretty much it. We have some additions, but really, that's the thing. These are all sales. You're not noticing anyone buying. Last person that bought here that I'm seeing, I guess there are some options. Well, those are all sales. Looks like here, Alex Karp, Heather Planishek, she sold, looks like, or bought rather, 66 or 10,000 shares roughly at, let's see, $116 a share, 1.1 million. So not many buys, mostly sales is what we're noticing here. And if I continue on, let me show you guys this right here. Coming back to the charts, we can see, I mean, why would these people be buying? You know what I mean? Not to say Palantir is a bad company. Why would these people be buying? The reality is, guys, that they own this stock at a much cheaper price. You know what I mean? At a much, much cheaper price. And for us to see insiders to start loading up again, the reality is we're going to need to see a cataclysmic collapse in the stock, or at least a drawdown of 20 to 30%, or maybe more, man. I don't know. But yeah, expect more sales from the insiders under these trading rules, right? At least that's what I'm looking for, or not really looking for, but anticipating in the short term at least. So what do you guys think? I was going to break down some other stocks, but I kind of rambled there a little too long. So I don't want to keep you guys too long here, but let me know your thoughts in the comments. Hit the like button. Feel free to subscribe. Join the email stock newsletter. It's free. Check out my Patreon for my portfolio updates. Link down below. And with that being said, guys, cheers. I'll catch you in the next video.